Hello guys, welcome back to the KP show. This is the first episode of the T20 World Cup 2026, and we will start with India versus USA. I think Pratik, the first thing I want to start off because we haven't been able to make this video about the debate that was going on between Ishan and Sanju. Obviously, that's settled. But what do you think? Did India make the right call by having Ishan?
Yeah, if you ask me, I think it was a fair call. Maybe right, maybe wrong. That is subjective for person to person, but I think it was the fair
Mm,
call. Given that Sanju, after his hundreds against South Africa back in 2024, I think it was November 24, I think
mm,
Sanju averaged below 20, even as an
mm,
opener. Not
mm.
even if I take out the part where he was when Gill was playing and he was playing somewhere in the middle order, sometimes at number three and all that. But still, even in the games that he opened, like 10 or 11 games after that, five against England, a few against South Africa, a few against New Zealand, the numbers were simply not there. So that didn't work in his favor, if you ask me. So even
Yeah.
after given, he was given a long rope, to be honest, but unfortunately he could not fire, and it was sad actually. And if you ask me the technical flaw that I pointed out in some video back in the days, that because of his across back and across trigger movement, he will be very susceptible to the ball coming into him from good length area, especially against the quicks, which happened a lot. I think he got trapped on the crease multiple times, got bowled by Matt Henry in one of those occasions. So he didn't look comfortable, to be honest. And Ishan, on the other hand, he made great use of his form that he was carrying from the domestic Syed Mustaq Ali Trophy. Smashed 100 at Trivandrum as well. Then a very good 50 of 20 balls against South Africa in the warm-up game against in the for the World Cup. So all in all, I think it was a fair call.
I think for me, if you look at from a Sanju Samson's perspective, he was moved up and down a bit in that middle phase of the World Cup preparation, basically the Asia Cup, the Australia series, and all. But yeah, maybe from a Sanju Samson's perspective, I would feel disappointed that okay, my rhythm was kind of broken, but even before that, there was this weakness that was targeted and identified by Jofra Archer and England in that series, which has simply carried on to. I think for me, you go either way, you are making a right decision. It was that way for me because I'm a big believer of this traditional thing that you back someone, you back them throughout, even if it doesn't work out, you just back them through. But there is this also new school of thought where form over everything, which is also a good consideration. So for me, it was like either way you go, it would have been the right decision, and I would have been okay with it, regardless of what the end results is. And of course, Ishan, to his credit, he absolutely nailed his spot right from the get go, as you mentioned. He carried his form from domestic into international. I think that 100 at Trivandrum kind of nailed the debate, and 50 of 20 in the warm up game more than justified that opening spot for him. So I think regardless of what happens from now on, Ishan might still he might fail. Who knows? We don't know, right? But I think it's good for us to back that decision up. But yeah, so that was the I think the only debate I would say going into the tournament. Then we had injuries. Harshit getting injured was kind of disappointing for me because I know he wasn't a starting 11 player, but he could have been used in certain combinations. Let's say, for example, case in point, when we play in Sri Lanka, we probably against Pakistan, although that game is doubtful as per the media reports as of now, we might need that extra spinner, as in we might use that extra spinner in Kuldeep, then we might bench Arshdeep, get Harshit or something, some sort of combination. So I felt it was kind of a big blow. Siraj, an able replacement. I mean, yeah, let's talk about Mia Bhai's performance against USA. 3 wickets coming back into the T20I side after a long time. Pretty much like Ishan Kishan, he immediately, performed and kind of holds a claim to that spot now.
Yeah, that was pretty much in the ranks. I think Siraj means he should have been the third seamer always, but due to this
Hmm.
lengthening of batting and all that stuff, maybe he was pushed out of the T20 setup altogether because he was our third seamer in the T20 World Cup in 24, if you remember.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
played the games in the USL leg when we moved to West Indies. Then Kuldeep came in instead ahead of Siraj. So this is something that I always had in opinion that either one of him or Prasidh Krishna should be in the setup as the third
hmm.
seamer or the backup seamer. Thankfully, he is back because if you compare
Hmm.
the bowling ability as of now, he is miles
Hmm.
ahead of Arshit. Because to
Yeah,
be honest, I don't think they look at means the data and whatever performances that we have seen from Harshit. I don't think he is a very convincing option as a number 8 batter in T20 cricket as of now. For number
as of
9,
now,
he's
yeah,
good to go, but as a number 8, I think it's too early for him. So as a
yeah,
pure bowler, from pure bowling perspective, I think Siraj is a great upgrade if you ask me.
yeah, yeah. Of course. I mean, we have to make do with what we have. I was more concerned with respect to a combination thing, more than anything else. But okay, whatever. So that and now let's talk about the India USA game. We'll also talk about the other games as well towards the end. Of course, not in great detail. Me personally, I haven't been able to catch up with all the games. I've only checked some scorecards. I've seen that one game. This one. Uh, which one was it? England versus Nepal. I followed the last few overs. It was quite an intense game, to be honest. But apart from that, I haven't been able to catch up with all the other games. Even India versus USA game, I think I would require some help from you. I saw only the highlights of the first, you can say, 8 overs because when I started tuning into the game, it was Sky and Rinku having that partnership. So from there on, I've seen the game. But I would like you to start us off. What happened in the power play with India?
So let's start from the pitch report itself. So I think it was Simon, I think it was Matthew Hayden and someone else who was doing the pitch report, and everyone said that Ravi Shastri was there. Sorry. Ravi Shastri was there, and Shah said that it is a belter of a wicket, what we typically see at the 1K day. And so the same was confirmed by Surya as well at the toss.
Hmm,
That yeah, we were also looking to bat first because it's a very good wicket, and we are looking forward to scoring truckload of runs on this wicket and all that stuff. But
hmm,
once into the second over, I think Ali Khan came into bowl. The ball was stopping a bit on Ishan Kishan, and then
hmm,
that was the first mark. And I thought it is not the usual 1KD strip which we get, but it is somewhat
hmm,
similar to the surprising wickets that we get. Like this year, we got against GT and Delhi. But both the games, if you
hmm,
remember, they were low scoring games, like 160, 170
hmm.
games they were, which is not a usual case at 1KD.
One carry,
So the
yeah.
reason being, there was a lot of cloudy conditions before the game, and the pitch was kind of covered because of the
Hmm,
fear of rain. So that is the if the wicket is covered, so they didn't get much time to dry out. So because of that, the red soil, because 1KD is a red soil wicket, so it was bit tacky, and there was also some grass cover in the good length area, because of which it was very sticky in those portions. And USA made good use of that. So to
hmm,
start off with the power play, they got rid of Abhishek Sharma, and they were very smart with the field placements in the power play, with fielders at deep cover and deep square. Usually,
hmm,
what we see against Abhishek is a man at third man or deep backward point. But because of this stickiness on the wicket, they studied the pitch quite well and they came up with good plans. So there was a fielder placed slightly ahead of the square cover, deep square cover, or you can say deep cover region, slightly ahead
hmm,
of, between somewhere between ahead of extra cover and point. So
hmm.
and Abhishek fell to it. I mean, that was pretty good setup. The Nishan Kishan tried to get going, but again, he smashed one straight to the man on the ring, could not clear. So he got out. Same with Tilak Verma. Then came in. Then I think India, if you ask me, they made a tactical blunder. when the
Mm,
wicket is not helping the batter a lot, I mean, there is a lot of help for the bowler in a way that it is sticking a lot. What we have seen is Dubey is not the greatest in those conditions. Yeah, he is a spin basher, but if the wicket
mm,
is sticking, wicket is not free flowing wicket, then it becomes very
mm,
difficult on his part as well. Because he, on those wickets, you need to play very late, and Dubey is not that mold of a batter. He likes to hit
mm,
it on the up and
mm,
play the ball ahead of his body. So
mm,
he got out cheaply in the first ball itself. So there, I think they missed a trick, India.
mm,
Then again, I thought that okay, now I think they should send the man Akshar Patel, because in these conditions,
mm,
he has shown good performances. Even in the last World Cup, the games against Pakistan, where he was sent up at number five, number four, in fact, and then again in the final, he was promoted at number five. All those games, Akshar Patel batted ahead of the finishers, Hardik Pandya, Dubey, and Jadeja. So I
mm,
think there India missed a trick two times in the same game.
mm. Yeah, I think I was looking at the partnership when Sky and Rinku were batting together. So the first instinct for me, I hadn't even checked the scorecard by that point because, I I told you before the tournament even began that these games, the group stage games against all the lower ranked sides, are supposed to be squash games for India, like kind of warm up. So the real tournament for me starts in the Super 8, with due respect to everybody, because that's just the gulf between the sides, guys. I mean, I have to be really honest. But so I hadn't even looked at the scorecard. My first impression was okay. So I was counting. Okay, since these two guys are here, that means both the openers are gone. Tilak is gone, and the fourth guy, I never assumed it would be Shivam Dubey. I assumed it's Akshar Patel. So I was kind of disappointed because Akshar hasn't been getting those runs. He also injured his finger or thumb, finger,
Finger,
yeah, either way,
index
finger,
finger.
and yeah, and he wasn't able to play a couple of games. I was like, okay, maybe it's time. In the sense, maybe Akshar is in some kind of trouble with respect to form. I was getting into that direction. Then I looked at the scorecard. I saw, okay, Dubey, that was a surprising move. I think that was an attacking move. If I have to see things in that kind of way, probably the team management would have thought, maybe let's send a Shivam Dubey and let's create havoc. And if he gets a few away, then nothing like it, right? It suits our template. I thought that was the approach behind sending Dubey. Uh, but yeah, I think you have a point here. At least above Rinku, I would have sent Akshar Patel. See, you and I, we have, this is kind of contradicting to what we always say, right? We always say no matter what, you have to give Rinku Singh enough game time. Like you have to send him up the order as much as you can, right? While that is true, you also, there is this particular kind of exceptional scenario, because on these kind of sticky wickets, if you send an Akshar Patel, he is more likely to get you those runs, because we have seen Rinku struggle in these conditions, and that too right after the power play. So that means he has to bat out 14 overs, and I'm not saying Rinku can't do that, but I feel his entry point, even in this kind of a scenario, maybe in the 11th or 12th over would have been ideal on this kind of a wicket. But if it's a regular wicket, you can send Rinku Singh at any point of time. So Akshar for me also was, at least he should have been slotted above Rinku Singh is what I felt. Because then maybe Akshar and Surya would have carried us through that phase. And then towards the end, we would have capitalized much more with Hardik Rinku to come in. But either way, I think for me, I wouldn't deep dive too much into it, because um, at this point of time, I have full faith in all the eight batters, and they can bat at any position in the middle order. Not saying you send Dubey to number three. I'm not a fan of that. But five, six, seven, eight, you can shuffle around a bit. I'm okay with it.
To add to this, the problem with Rinku, what I was seeing is his numbers against spin are pretty ordinary, given the talent he
Yeah, yeah.
carries. So there was this data point that he averages 30 against spin, all kinds of spin in IPL, and the strike rate is only 108 in his IPL career, which is like 70 odd games, which is like kind of a huge number of games. And that strike rate falls to 101 when it comes to internationals against spinners,
Oof.
all kinds of spinners.
Mm.
So this is not, see, the dot ball percentage is pretty low, 33% only, which means that he's not bad at rotating strike, but it also means that he's not good at hitting boundaries as well.
Against spin, yeah.
So yeah, so this is one thing I think that analysts with the team would have studied, and
Mm.
I don't know why they sent him ahead of Akshar at that point of time.
Mm.
And
I think before you okay, okay, just continue your point. I just
yeah,
have
so
little things
this
to add.
so this is one thing. Also, Rinku is more of a David Miller or MS Dhoni kind of a batter. Same mold
Mm.
of batter. You send him after the
Mm.
11th, 12th over mark. He will take his
Mm.
5, 10, 15 balls, and then he will just explode towards the in the last 5 overs.
Mm.
So I think the entry point could have been managed really well.
Mm.
Also, I think everyone uh,
Mm.
till the game had gone like the first 10 overs of the Indian innings, I think they had read the pitch wrong. I think Sky came out
Mm.
in the during his post-match conference and he means post-match presentation talk, and he said that when I was batting in between, I thought that even if we get to 140, it's going to be a very competitive score. It's not that usual 200 plus wicket which we get at 1 KD. It's a
Yeah, yeah,
140,
yeah,
130 kind of a wicket.
yeah.
So that was my target while batting, while stitching that partnership with Akshay or Hardik, anyone for that matter.
I think so. I just wanted to add to the Rinku Singh point. Just one thing. Uh, See, the numbers against spin and all is fine. And for us, we are looking at the game, like how it panned out and what it should have been, kind of a scenario. Maybe even in that situation, we would do the same. But I think we also have to give this kind of a leeway to the side, although. They are professional cricketers. They won't think about it like this, but it is also possible that they wanted to give Rinku some game time because see, even at some 70 odd for six, I was talking to my flatmate that there's no worry because if we are scoring like this at this venue, and if there is no due, and if it's a purely skill versus skill game, then obviously USA will score lesser than us. And there was no due yesterday, no, not yesterday, the day before in India's game. So that's the reason. So I was very confident. Probably the Indian team also had that kind of confidence. So they wanted to give Rinku some time to probably, you know, get some runs, get some momentum going on for him. Probably that also could be a thinking. Maybe that's just my understanding of how the team management would have probably thought that scenario. So yeah, that was that. Uh, then at what point I figured out this part that okay, 140 also would be enough for us. That was when Hardik got out. Because before Hardik came in, I always envisioned okay, we're gonna get to 190 with Hardik and Surya uh, and Akshat to follow. Uh, we would get there, is what I had thought. But once Hardik got out, if you look at that shot, any other day it would have gone for a six. Instead, that was a catch out. And Harmeet, the boy, he was getting this much break even towards
3 degree
like the
turn,
end of the innings. Yeah,
3 degree
yeah.
turn, which is huge.
I was shocked to see that kind of break. So then looking at that, I thought, okay, we have Varun, we have Aksar, and there ain't no trouble for us on this wicket. And then, of course, the bombastic finish that Surya got, that was crazy. And we got to a par plus total. So, kind of, if you look at it from this particular game on this particular pitch, we kind of got that over par score, right? When we say 250, what do we mean? We always mean par plus 20 or par plus 30 at least, right? That is our mindset when we say 250. The 300 plus and all is just for fun, but what we say is practical. In practicality, 230 to 250 is a good score because generally that is par plus on most of the wickets, or you can say 95% of the wickets, it is par plus. Maybe on 5% times it gets chased. Otherwise, no chance. 230 plus. So here on a 130 to 140 wicket, I think 160 was also above par. So I just wanted to point this out. The beautiful thing about this Indian batting lineup is it is very flexible. So we go bonkers whenever we get a chance, but when there is a collapse, I think starting with Tilak Verma, then Surya Kumar Yadav, Rinku Singh, Akshar Patel, even Hardik Pandya for that matter, these five guys, they have the ability to switch gears. They have the ability to play both the kind of roles. So when you are 5 or 6 down and you are in trouble, at that point of time, they know how to kind of hold back a bit slightly, not too much also. Like if there is a ball, they do go for a hit, but they don't go overboard with it. So they have this kind of game, and I don't know. I don't want to compare this team to England of 2019 because I saw that this kind of skill there also. But I think this team is actually better. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it didn't fare out pretty well in this game, but I agree to what you say. Maybe
Hmm,
little bit of strategic changes we need, like
hmm,
more into the data part, means
hmm,
whatever the analyst puts on the table for Gotham and Surya. I think they
hmm,
should take a look into it because that was the part that Rohit and Dravid did really well in the West Indies World Cup, and the results are in front of us. So that is something that might, you can say, little tweaks we require. Other than that, I think we were pretty spot on. We are
hmm,
pretty much ready for the bigger teams.
hmm. Yeah. So that's that. I mean, with the bowling performance, how do you think India fared? How about the bowling changes? We already talked about Siraj. I want to talk about the rest.
I think the best part about the bowling was India was very patient with the ball. I mean, if you see the first over, Arshdeep was trying a lot. Then there were a lot of plays and misses. First over went for 2 runs, I think
Hmm,
only. Then comes in. He bowls in a first one was on outswinger, very much
hmm,
wide on the wide line. Then he tries for that big banana swing,
hmm,
straightening of the wicket, and that goes for a towering six over his head. Then immediately he realizes that no, this is not the wicket. This is not the usual 1 KD wicket where I can swing the ball up front because this is a wicket which is sticking a lot on
hmm,
the from the good length area. Let me make good use of it. Next 2 balls, he gets a wicket straight away. And again, followed in the next over, another wicket for him from the same area. I think that was the best part for India, especially in the power play. We were very patient with the ball. We didn't try a lot of things. They could have been 4 down, I think. Siraj could not hold on to that catch at short third. But all
hmm,
in all, I think India was really good with very smart with the ball. And then I
hmm,
think Varun, I think he bowled 18 balls in the good length area. He was that good.
hmm,
And same goes for Akshar. Akshar bowled 15 or 16 as per the BCCI official website, the data. Now the thing is how they define good length for the spinner and how they define good length for the pacer. Is it the same? Then that I don't know. But whatever data is there, I'm just recalibrating on that. So
hmm,
I think all in all, it was a great performance by the bowling. And even Hardik Pandya,
hmm,
he tried a bit of things that bowled few fuller ones, got hit for boundaries, and then he pulled back his length, created few
hmm,
opportunities, no man's land, and all that stuff. And all in all, it was a
hmm.
good performance with the ball. Could have been, I
Yeah,
mean, maybe we could have won by another 10, 15 runs more. Uh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I think overall a great game. Just one concern that I have, Varun of late has been. I mean, he has been good. Don't get me wrong. I think he has just been picked a bit better in the last few games, is what I feel. Um, as in, whenever he gets it wrong, let's say, he has been taken away for sixes more often than not. Like yesterday, I on that kind of a wicket, I didn't think Varun would go for even a single boundary. So two, three boundaries, 1 6, kind of not very concerning, but kind of looks like he's becoming slightly predictable because they are watching a lot of his videos for sure. Everybody is kind of he's been on more on the skiddier side of late rather than turning the ball as he was there earlier. What do you think?
I think I I think we should not look into that thing in that way, because the problem with Varun is he didn't have a lot of game time recently because he was benched in few games against New Zealand. Then the start-stop kind of a situation. It becomes bit confusing for any
Mm,
player, maybe of any standard. And
mm,
at this level,
mm,
again, especially against New Zealand, if you pinpoint
mm,
against these kind of batters like a Tim Seifert or Finn Allen,
mm,
Daryl Mitchell, Glenn
mm,
Phillips, these are phenomenal hitters of the ball. I mean, a centimeter here or there, if the weight transfer
mm.
is perfect, the ball is going to land in the crowd more often than not.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
don't think that is much of a concern as of now. Let's see how it pans
Mm,
out. I think with the increased game time, like against these games,
mm,
against these teams like Pakistan and the next I
mm,
think we play Namibia. So
mm.
I think he will come good eventually.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hope so. So to the next match, what are the changes that you see? I think only one change, Bumrah comes in for Siraj, and rest of the others stay the same.
Yeah,
The
I
match is
think
in Delhi. We face Namibia.
yeah, I think I'm thankful to God that Bumrah didn't play the game against USA, because seeing what happened to Ali Khan and that other guy Shubham or uh, whoever got
Shubham
injured
Ranjan.
while bowling, yeah, I think I'm thankful to God that Bumrah didn't step on the ground, because the ground looked unprepared. Not talking about the pitch. I
Mm.
hope he will be back. I
Yeah,
think he
yeah.
has recovered from the fever, but not 100% ready for that game. So they opted in for
Mm.
Siraj. And another thing I think is going to be very crucial with this injury to Harshit Rana. I think the status
Mm.
of Washington Sundar. I mean,
Mm.
what is
Yeah.
his status? Because he is in the squad, though I didn't
Mm.
see him during the national anthem or in the dugout that day. I really want to
So
know about his status.
the news that I have is that he will be available starting from Super 8. He won't be available in any of the group stage games. That's the last I've heard. I don't know if there's any update to it, but that's it.
Then it's a problem, because I was watching the game against last game in Premadasa last night, Sri Lanka against Ireland, and
Mm.
those boundaries seem huge. I mean, I don't think we have currently any ground in India having
Mm.
these big boundaries. Maybe
Mm.
Mohali of all time, 77 and 76 both the sides, and
Mm.
straight one is also 72 or 73 meters. So
Mm.
these are huge boundaries, and we
Mm.
will be third spinner will be handy in those conditions.
Yeah, yeah.
When I come to when I tell spinner, I mean proper spinner, not the part timers.
Yeah.
So
Maybe in that game, probably we would have to, if Washington is not fit, which seems to be the case, probably we would have to maybe bench Anarshdeep and get Kuldeep in. That could be a potential change. But yeah, I think we'll talk about that when we get to that game. Uh, as in, probably we won't be able to talk about it because I'm not gonna watch that game anyways. India Pakistan. You know my stance about that. I think that's also a nice segue for us to go into our last few segments before we close off this video. What's this fuss about Pakistan boycotting India versus Pakistan game? I think that will be great if they do, because, like I said, I'm not gonna watch this game because I don't like BCCI putting themselves and Pakistan in the same group. We all know that is intentional. We all know that has been done for the money. And without BCCI's approval, ICC would never do that. So I don't like it. Yeah, if it's a semi-final or a final, and you can't help but face Pakistan, because if they have made it, you can't do anything. And boycotting Pakistan, if you walk away from a World Cup, then that's a shame, right? You're not going to do that. That's absolute stupidity. So I understand in those scenarios when you have to face them in a must-win games, but this one purely it's been done for money, in my opinion. So I'm going to be boycotting that. Uh, but I don't judge you for watching or anybody for watching. I mean, if it's on, you can watch, of course.
See, the thing is, I feel it's a lot of drama, if you ask me
Hmm.
honestly, and the game will happen anyways because
Yeah,
a lot of
and
money is at stake. A lot of it from the broadcasters, for the board, for the ICC revenue, all that stuff is there, and nobody wants to miss money, good money. Why will I
uh,
miss good money? It's stupid. I am stupid if I'm doing
yeah,
it, right? What has been done, you just see, you already played at the Asia Cup, right? So whatever virtue signaling you had to do, you have already done it by not shaking hands and all that stuff,
mm,
right? You played the games, you made your money, everybody had their fun. You didn't shake your hands, didn't collect the trophy, did a lot of virtue signaling. Go ahead, no issues at all. But here, I think Pakistan is just playing around, and they will come into the game well prepared. And also, I think this game will also be a close one this time again.
mm,
Means, unfortunately, if you ask me, in the last 15 years, after that 2012 when they toured India, I think UV smashed 87 or something against them. 200 something we scored against them in Bangalore, or I think it
Bangalore,
was
yeah,
Bangalore or
Bangalore.
Bangalore, I
That
think.
was Bangalore. Yeah.
Right. And I think after that, we never got a chance to play Pakistan under good wicket. Good wicket, when I say it means that it has something for everyone, like uh,
Mm,
170, 180, or 190 kind of a wicket in a T20 game.
mm,
Not a
mm,
220
yeah,
game, I am saying. At least a 180,
yeah,
190 kind of a game. We don't get wickets. We get very slow. We get either very far, very tacky wickets, or spinning wickets, or you can
mm,
say, or something in the Dubai that the first innings it is slow, then in the second innings the dew comes in and it becomes suddenly becomes a belter. All those kind of
mm.
situations against Pakistan. And again, I think what I saw in Sri Lanka, Colombo last night, I think it's again going to be same as low scoring game, a 150, 160 kind of a game where you have to be very smart in your operations and uh, take the game away.
It's okay. I mean, regardless of whatever the wicket is on offer, I don't see Pakistan beating India in any shape or form. If they do, good for them. I don't care about that game anyways. And we'll go through to Super 8. I know that for sure. So could care less about this game. But yeah, let's move on. Let's talk about the other stuff. I mean, I don't know how many times we have to talk about Pakistan, the Netherlands versus Pakistan game. I checked the scorecards. Horrible, horrible gameplay by Pakistan. They got out of jail. I think there was some drop catch. Um, there was from drop catch, right? There was in 17th or
Yeah, yeah,
18th
yeah.
over. I don't know.
In 19th over
That
first ball, they dropped a catch.
yeah.
29 was
Uh,
required of 2 overs. They dropped a catch, and then Pakistan won.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, I appreciate like Netherlands' effort. They have beaten teams like England in the past, so I think T20 format, this World Cup in particular, has been a great advert for all the lower ranked sides because they have been doing well against these top sides. Pakistan not a top side, but what I'm talking about is Nepal versus England. Oh man, they almost chased down the total. They took down Jofra Archer. Can you imagine? I mean, I'm kind of feeling sad for Archer because what a bowler he was. He's still good, but his consistency has completely gone off the radar. Some days he's like Jofra Archer of the old. Some days he's just, I don't know, like feels like a very normal bowler. How do you see that?
I think mm, what I'd say is that England as a whole, the bowling attack is very feeble, if you ask me. Apart from
Yeah.
Even Adil Rashid went for runs last night. I don't think England have it in their bowling attack, to be honest. Even
Mm,
compared to
mm,
someone from Australia, I think out of the four Senna teams, England have the weakest
mm,
bowling attack. Probably they have the
mm,
strongest batting firepower, probably, but on the
mm,
bowling front, they are the weakest, no doubt about it.
mm,
Because I mean, how I don't see the penetration in the bowling itself.
mm.
Archer, I think alone is it's like he's playing for the Rajasthan Royals again in the T20 internationals as well, where you have a good leg spinner in
Yeah.
Nasaranga or Achal, and then you are the only one who is bowling up front. Other than
Mm,
that, the three
mm,
bowlers. whoever you have, they are going to go for runs. So as a
mm,
whole, I believe England are very weak on the bowling front. And
mm.
Archer was 3 overs 20. The last over, I think he got a bit carried away.
Yeah,
I two
22.
sixes, yeah, 22 on the last over. I think the key to bowling in 1K day is that you have to be very smart when you bowl full, because
Mm,
there is a reason why hitters like Hardik Pandya or Kieron Pollard have been so successful in that ground for over the years.
yeah,
So you
yeah.
have to be very smart about your trade in the death overs, especially if you're going full. If you miss by like a foot or a half, the ball is going to land behind the side screen, and that's what happened with Archer. And
I
with
don't
that
even think
pace,
you need to miss by a foot or a half. It's an inch. You miss by an
yeah,
inch, you travel the mile.
exactly, and that is the exact same thing which happened again for this USA versus India game as well. USA went into the
Yeah,
dead bowling plans very early when the
yeah.
cutters and all that stuff was working really well for them. They didn't have to go to the
Mm,
fuller length, and once they went
yeah.
into the fuller length, Surya took a good toll on
So
them.
yeah,
Yeah, so that is
absolutely great
something.
gameplay.
Yeah, maybe I don't have much concerns with Archer. Uh, if you pinpoint, because again in the IPL as well, he got out. They took him for 74 or 76 in the first game. Then he came back
First
really
game,
well.
Abhishek Sharma.
Yeah. Then
Yeah.
yeah, no, Ishan Kishan.
Oh, sorry,
So
Ishan Kishan. Yeah,
yeah,
Abhishek Sharma was out early in that game, no?
yeah. So
Yeah, Travis Head and Ishan Kishan. They took him down in that
correct,
case.
exactly. So that's what I'm saying. I think he will come back certainly. But the problem with England is I don't see the penetration. But kudos to Sam Curran for holding his nerve. I think
Oh,
one miss, one
that
miss
was,
here or there, and it could have been game over for England.
yeah, yeah,
Kudos to him.
yeah.
I think, but I really wanted Nepal to get over the line because the kind of fight they showed. Because at
Oof,
one
amazing.
point, at one point they needed 62 of 36 with 8 wickets in hand. I thought it was game was done. No way they can't miss it from here because England don't have that kind of a bowling, and we have been seeing this for over the years. Like for the
Yeah.
last 2 3 years, England don't have the bowling of that quality.
Mm.
You
Yeah,
take out Adil
absolutely.
Rashid, you take out Jafar Archer, they don't have anyone really to shine out. So
But yeah,
that
I
is
think that's
something
also the
concerning for England.
problem. That's also the problem with the associate sites that you talked about, right? They seem to get very close, but they're just not able to cross the line. I think that's the difference of experience, probably facing the higher ranked sides more and more in T20I cricket should be the way to go to develop those nations also into cricketing superpowers, because that is essential for the growth of the game. Like we've been discussing this a lot. T20I cricket is the future, and I think it's time for ICC and of course BCCI should take the charge on that to put more focus on T20I cricket. But yeah, on that note, I think we are good to wrap up this podcast. And I think the group stage games, we should do a weekly kind of a thing. I think that's the best approach, because most of the games like are for lower rank sides probably won't be able to watch all of them and like cover them properly. So I think a weekly kind of a thing would be best case scenario for us till we cross the group stage. After that, Super 8 is when the real tournament actually begins, and yeah, we'll be covering almost all the high profile games. Maybe every alternate day or something like that. We'll meet you next Tuesday. Up until then, ciao. Hope you like this video.